Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, February 24th, 2022, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Chark Lori. You are at the pregame show. We will get started in just a few. This is who I am on Twitter, Chark Lori. Go follow me. You can check out our website at charkguys.com. We teach technical analysis, and we offer up Xanax for days like today. Just kidding. No drugs given. But I know a lot of you are stressed out. I am stressed out about Ukraine itself and the poor people in it. Gives me a knot in my stomach. As a trader, or a trader who teaches, I am stressed out about the people who are stressed out and are just making poor decisions, not using stop losses. And it makes me sad because I know that it's part of the journey and the tuition. I guess some people have to pay to learn the lesson, but it makes me sad nonetheless. So if you're interested in my chart setup, it's down below in the video description. If you want to click on that, it'll give you all the deets on my EMAs, my simple moving average, these yellow candles, inside bars, pivots, RSI, TTM squeeze, yada yada. Audio visual check, please. Hi, Matthew, Brian, Blue Dog, Mary, Sid, Gareth, AR, Chuck. Thank you. My day can get started. You're welcome, Matthew. Good morning. Hey, Dustin. Hey, Matt, Steven, Brian, Keggers, Wave, Dino, Night Truck, Jonathan, John, Roger. Good morning. Oh, JP, I love you back. All right, Cedric, I can look at Hut. Hey, Amara Asian, I can tell you it's probably not going to look good because crypto doesn't look good. The market doesn't look good and crypto doesn't look good. So it's a double whammy on Hut. Looking for a weekly higher low compared to 452. We barely have enough room. Hourly's oversold. 4-hour oversold. 4-hour oversold while we look. Scouting a weekly higher low is a good position to be in, but it would be my contention that Bitcoin needs to bounce first at a minimum and then the market, at least to help this bounce get going. 485 is your pre-market support, and below that 485 is that key 448. Let me confirm that. That's 452. Why is that on the wrong? No, 452. Okay, so 452. So 485, then 452. Watch Bitcoin and the market. So when you pick a name that straddles two different sectors and it needs both to go in the right direction in order for you to move in that right direction, it can be a little bit more tricky. Hi, Patrick in Sweden. Hi, Junie. Good morning. Hey, Chris. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Mark. John, Donise, Lisa, Philip, Joe, check, Stephen, Argilio. I think today's going to be interesting, yes. Yep, it's tough, huh, Bash? Hey, Scott. Hey, Cedric. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll get started in just a few. I have time for one more request. Yep, the metals are going crazy. Commodities are going crazy. Wild night. I don't expect a lot, Matthew. I am not a person. My husband likes to ask me questions like that. Like, what do you think about this? And it's just something you're not going to not trap me on is the wrong word, but you're not going to get me to commit to one side or the other because I accept all outcomes. Yes, this is a very strong move, but we have not gotten through the weekly high at 97.44. I just don't know that the ruble, is it ruble? Yeah, I don't know that all of these foreign currencies are going to continue this big dip that they're getting against the dollar. So we'll see. But 97.44 is the line in the sand here. Good morning. Well, thank you, Irfan. You're awesome. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Bobby. How are you? We're going to look at the Moex, the Russian Moscow Exchange. It has been very interesting over there today, and I want to make sure that we don't have a lot of people lined up to play RUSL. It's down 50% now. It was down 52% earlier. This can be very difficult for market makers to ensure a 3 times ETF stays up with the underlying. For example, when Nat Gas would make extreme moves a few years ago, we would look at UGAS and DGAS, and sometimes they would get off and we would have arbitrage opportunities because they couldn't keep up with Nat Gas at the bottom. Well, we don't have a bearish ETF. RUSS is no longer in existence. So we can either be shorting RSX to be bearish Russia ETF or short RUSL. So that would be the way to short Russia. Do we want to short this far in the hole? So it has been down hugely, bigly. At one point, we were down almost 40% on the Russian ETF, and now we're bouncing. I can't think of a higher risk play than this. If you're a ninja and you can pull it off, then you just do it. Stephen, I know that is my toxic trait. You just can't get me in a corner to commit to something, because I have long given up my absolute opinions in my head. When I started trading years ago, it's like that's out the window. Now I just accept all outcomes. Yep. Lockheed Martin is a war name. It's going to shoot up. Metals and oil are on the rise. WFI with a 4-hour inside bar bull break. Interesting. Link is making some type of bull break. What's going on with Bitcoin? Not making a whole lot of moves. Link is making a move. That's not a big move. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a big move. Hey, Patrick. Good morning. Hey, Chris in Toronto. How are you? Ethereum, potential 4-hour bear flag. Bitcoin, potential 4-hour bear flag. Definitely be aware of that. In order to negate the bear flag, we'd have to get past 36162. Nope, that was wrong. My magnet. I didn't grab the right one. 3621475. As long as we stay below that on the 4-hour, a 4-hour bear flag is in play. And on Ethereum, that level is 2474. TCG link available. What do you mean, Flash? Yeah, we'll be live. 6:50, Denzi will post the TCG live market analysis link for TCG members, and we will be live around 10 minutes before 9 a.m. Eastern or 10 minutes before 7 a.m. Mountain. Yep, Matthew. Any of these names that get weekly oversold will be interesting. Chris, that's one of the better ideas I've read in chat. What do you think of a put option in the money on USA 3 months out? I like it. Okay, let's look at SHIB. SHIB, this is a pretty weak, even 4-hour bear flag. Very weak. Daily RSI, not oversold. Scouting a weekly higher low compared to 1.7. 4-hour approaching oversold. I would want that 4-hour fully oversold in order to scout that weekly higher low on SHIB. Shibaruski, 2070 support. And below 2070, your next support is 2012. I sound stressed today, Jorge? Oh my God, no, I'm not stressed. I'm sorry if I sound stressed. I've been up since 1 a.m. My dog woke me up, and it's her birthday today, so I can't be mad at her. She woke me up at 1 a.m. I wake up very early, but not 1 a.m. That was pretty tough. And then I made the mistake of looking at the markets. I'm like, well, crap. I'm going to get up and start monitoring the room. Our room actually has been pretty nuts this morning. I've probably moved maybe 30, 40 messages all around. It's just and we've created a Ukraine news channel. So I would say my heart is heavy. Does that make sense, Jorge? My heart is super heavy. I've watched too much TV this morning. These people trying to leave. Thanks, Mary. Jobless claims just came out. Nothing really happening. So jobless claims come out every Thursday. We have nat gas inventory and I believe oil inventory today. You'll need to confirm that. We had Monday was a holiday, so things are a little different than usual. So just something to keep in mind. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link in the description below of the video description. Yes, I do, Argilio. I get up super early. Thanks, Jorge. Let's look at silver, and then we're going to, oh, never mind. It's 8:30. I'll look at silver when we get to commodities. I'll try to remember. Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis, and this is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. I work with thechartguys.com, and we teach technical analysis, how to make heads or tails of all these different candles and lines. And what I do every morning as I wake up, I pick up all the puzzle pieces off the ground, and then I try to help you put them together and get a framework for the day. And I must tell you, it has been a super, super difficult environment January and February of this year. I have traded so far in 3 difficult environments. December 2018, which was major drop and not on a lot of news. March 2020 COVID drop, and then this drop. And I can tell you all 3, it kind of makes you feel like your stomach is falling out, like you're on a roller coaster and you go down and you kind of lose your stomach. Sometimes it feels like that, even if you don't have a position on. And Dan even explained this, because you know other people are hurting. And I know that's the time to step in. The more my gut just kind of gnaws at me, that's the time to step in and buy. That time is not now, but it may be toward the end of the day, and it may be Monday. But I'm definitely looking to buy Facebook and Tesla. I want to buy it in my dad's account and Costco. I'm following Dan on Costco. He likes the chart, and I've been stalking Costco for a while because of the dividends. So those are 3 of the names on my shopping list, and most likely Apple. So that's what I'm looking to buy on the dip. And what I do every morning, I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, movers, shakers of the day, and I just try to get you ready for the day, especially on days like today. My joke is, fear brings all the boys and girls to the yard. Fear brings all y'all to the pregame show. So I'm here to help. And I think that's also weighing on me as I'm sitting there trying to put myself in your shoes. You woke up, you're down today, you bought the dip too soon. How can I help? And I take my job very, very seriously. Even though this is a free platform, the pregame show, I still take it very seriously. Okay. Let's look at the notes. First of all, I have a QQQ orb correction change to 5 to 15 minutes. I showed y'all a QQQ example yesterday, and I know y'all noticed when I pulled it up, I was super confused. I'm like, what happened? I did not save my orb default here. That's opening range breakout. Total time in minutes, it defaults to 5. I want 15-minute time frame. So that's why it didn't look right, and I was kind of perplexed. So what I wanted to show you based on Tuesday's action was on the 5-minute, we had the look up and break above, pull back and test. That was a great place to buy. And then extension. Then we pulled back. We lost the lower end of that range. And the minute we got a good candle close below was a great time to short. Started changing the trend on shorter term time frames, ran right into that resistance on the 5-minute. So this is a resistance, meaning it was the highest value that was seen in the first 15 minutes of the open, but sometimes it can be a synthetic resistance. There was no true pivot here or here, but they still come into play later on. So that's why I like to have them in my chart. And I thought this was a very interesting rejection on Tuesday of that opening range breakout high. And what happened yesterday is we quickly established that high and that low with the outside bar, and then we lost it and we never looked back. So those opening range breakout bars can really be helpful. If we're getting candle closes below, stay short. If we're getting candle closes above, stay long. If we're chopping in the middle, back off or sell premium. You're welcome, Danny. Yeah, hit that like button. That would be great. That's fine too, Shane. Draw them. That's all right. So I just want to get that out the way, that correction. So and then first of all, relax, take a breath. I actually did Joe Disperanza. I'm going to say his name wrong. Dispenza. Breaking the habit. I'm going to show you. I bought this book and I've been doing these meditations, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, a guided meditation. And he has like week 1, week 2, week 3 by Joe Dispenza. And I think it's pretty fascinating. And I've really worked on meditating even this morning more so because I want to make sure I'm in the right headspace. Because if I'm not in the right headspace, I can't help you be in the right headspace. So just take a breath, relax, and you're going to think at the end of today, oh my God, I missed a multi-million-dollar opportunity. Maybe, but take notes. The next time you see it, you'll say, I know this look. I know what to do. So no war medals, purple hearts are given out to anyone who nails the bottom of this war reaction. So if you need to write that on a sticky, if you need to get a tattoo that says that, we're giving out no trophies for nailing the bottom. It is 10 times more productive and protects risk if you wait until we get a trend change on a lower time frame before you start jumping in and try to nail these bottoms and get a bunch of knife wounds. And then yesterday I was reminded of this because I made a mistake. I was looking at Uvixi had a rising wedge and SPY had a falling wedge. I love that. It's one of my edges. When I see names that normally run inverse and then one has a rising wedge, one has a falling wedge, I can take the other one for that inverse trade. So yesterday, Uvixi had a rising wedge and it ended up in a bull break. And then we had SPY or ES in a falling wedge that ended up with a bear break. Why? The larger time frame. So if our larger time frame is down and we're looking for a bullish trade and we see a falling wedge, that falling wedge has a lower odds of resolving to the upside because we're in a downtrend on higher time frames. So all patterns are not the same and all patterns are not in a vacuum. We have macro forces that impact it. So I just want you to remind yourself, if you see a falling wedge in a name that's in a super downtrend all the way down the hourly, that falling wedge may not break to the upside. So remember your larger trends, stay with that trend. RSI does not matter as much when it's news related. And sometimes it's just easier to short indices. I'm going to give you a couple names you may be able to short, but it's typically easier to short the indices individually versus trying to pick names. Let's say you pick Palo Alto Network. You say, I'm going to short that name. Well, they do cyber attack protection. And Russia has promised lots of cyber attacks as part of this war. So they may see a pop in the middle of the day. So you would have been better off shorting QQQ versus shorting PANW. All right. It's sometimes easier to short those indices. Airlines are down this morning. Oil prices should deliver a wallop to their bottom lines. 4 hour is oversold on lots of names, but not daily and weekly. Watching for potential bounces to short on the airlines names. Sorry, having to drink water. This notepad does not wrap the text. It gets confusing. So the 4 names I was looking at, AAL, DAL, LUV, UAL. So let me see. I have a couple, I believe. Let me look at Love real quick. So on Love, on the 4 hour, we're oversold. But on the daily, we're not. So we're trying to hold that 50 MA. We're losing it in pre-market action. So we are not oversold on the daily or weekly compared to names like Apple. So on the 4 hour, we're pretty deeply oversold, but I'd love to see a bear flag to short on names like LUV, AAL. Would love to see, because again, on the daily, we're not oversold. So I think there's going to be far-reaching impact of these this increase in oil prices, even if it doesn't stay. Let's say it comes down 10%. It's still been a huge run. I don't know how these airlines can continue to guide the way they've guided with this new information with oil. All right. Notes. Electric cars may be in favor mid to end of day, high pre-market volume, not reliant or at least less reliant on oil. Names like NIO, Tesla, and Ford. Ford scouting a monthly higher low, daily should open up oversold. So we'll look at that as well. So let's start with the indices. Again, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click below. There's a link in the description of this video that will take you to a PDF that explains in detail all the different indicators that I have on my chart and how I use it. Starting with ES, are we holding? Yes, we're holding the overnight low so far. Overnight low, 410175. We just hit 4103. Look at the separation between the 8 and 21 EMA. Look at these air pockets. I talked to you about the air pockets between the 8 and 21. When you get the separation, that shows that extreme downward momentum. So TIMA, slope of the EMA, is pointing down sharply. That means this bear is driving the car not 55 miles an hour, more like 75 miles an hour. The slope and the steepness to this slope gives us an idea how much the bears are in charge. And they're in charge, am I going to say bigly again? No. They're in charge by a mile. So if you see names, let's pretend like this is a good falling wedge. It isn't, maybe. But now I don't care about this as much anymore. We're in such big downtrends on larger time frames. Stop trying to catch that falling knife, because what you can do is say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for a 15-minute trend change, okay? We didn't get it here. Straight up, down, lower, high, okay? So I'm still waiting on the 15-minute trend change, and then you just make your criteria well known, okay? I want a 15-minute trend change. Then I'm going to enter on that break of that lower high or higher high. I'm going to put my stop underneath that higher low. So here's the lower low, and let's just say this is even a lower high, and here's the higher low. Then as soon as we break to a higher high, you enter and you put your stop below the higher low. If you just wait for that one step forward, meaning that 15-minute trend change, you're going to save yourself a lot of pain and suffering. SPY getting brutalized. Okay, so we're down here at 411.50. I've been setting a ton of alarms, as you can see. So we have a support over here of 411.67. We're losing that. Then 410.59. And we have a gap here at 411.05. Let me say that again. We have a gap here. I want to show you. Look at this gap right here. 411.05. There's a gap here, and I want to fill that during regular trading hours. So please don't lose sight of that gap. Now we have more gaps down here. You see I made another alert at 467. We have a gap. So I will probably keep going down the line, and let me make your life way easy for today. Way easy. I will stay short. If you enter short, I will stay short as long as there are 5-minute EMAs overhead. Period. End of discussion. Don't get faked out by these little bull wicks. Where are the EMAs? If they're below you and you're long, stay long. If they're overhead and you're short, stay short. Let's say it again. If you're in a long and 5-minute EMAs are below you, 12 and 26 or 8 and 21, stay in that trade long. If you are short and the 8 and 21 are 12 and 26 are overhead on the 5-minute and stay overhead, stay short. You have to play out or stop out. If you would have let a loss go for $5,000 and then you see green and take $500, one thing I can guarantee you, you'll be done soon trading. It'll be over. You have to let your winners run a lot more than you let your traders run. Be impatient with losers. Be patient with winners. Okay, Moex. This is the Russian index. It's been getting hit pretty hard. And this only reason I have this on here is this is not a Queen of the Mountain trade. This is for ninjas. RSX. 4-hour RSI is 15. Daily or RSI, I don't know where it's going to open, but it's going to open pretty bad. See, it's at $14, so where would that be? Actually, give me 1 second and I can figure this out real quick. Inquiring minds and all that. Okay, so we're going to open up down at 20 RSI on the daily. So this red line represents 20 RSI, 1361. We're opening up at 1447. Let me clean this off. So we're looking for a quarterly higher low compared to 1314. So 1314 is the key support. So ninjas could be looking to play RSX calls if we get down to 13, 14, but wait for a trend change. And I don't mean to yell, but I mean to yell. Wait for a trend change. Why am I yelling? How many times do you think I have gone long and I didn't get a trend change and I entered too early? How much pain do you think I've experienced in order for me to say it with that much emotion? All right. Russell is a 2 times bull ETF. It's down 50%, and I posted this morning in the community. It gives me XIV vibes from February 2018 when the XIV short UVIXI or short VIX ETN blew up. So I'm not saying this is going to blow up. I'm just saying the market makers may have a hard time balancing RUSL with RSX. So just be careful. You're non-ninja? Yep, I'll look at ETH. I sure will. Okay, let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq, your next support is down at below 13,000 psychological. Now, if we were to dip below 13,000 psychological, we know as part of TCG that these futures love psychological dips above or below. And that's typically a good time for a reversal, even if it's a short-term reversal. Then your next support, 13954, and then your next support, 12954, then 12915. More water. Resistance 1324975. Michael, typically no. So Michael's asking, Lori, can I take into account trend changes during pre-market hours? So that's a convoluted answer, Michael. If you have a trend change in pre-market hours on volume, then yes, you can take it with a grain of salt. If it's no volume, let's say names like CMG or SHOP, that don't have a lot of pre-market volume and you see a little trend change, you can't take that in consideration. It needs to happen on massive volume or at least substantial volume in order for you to consider it as part of your analysis and say, okay, trend change. Because we know the real volume typically happens when the market opens. And of course, I can't get this feeling out of my head, or can't shake that whatever happens with QQQ and Apple, there goes the market. So QQQ and Apple are super important. US 10-year, it's coming down, dollar strong. I don't know that I can ascertain anything from this right now for you. RTY, you little cutie. RTY is holding, actually it broke it. Oh shoot. That's still not a bull break. $7 by $9. It broke this support by $9 on the weekly. That does not a bear break make. So IWM/RTY bulls are still defending this weekly low of $18.92. Broke it by $8 and bouncing. That's good for the market. Bullish for the market. And I know that this feels very unsettling, and I don't know to what extent. I am not an economist. I'm not a macro expert to understand what the war will have, impact will it have to the U.S. besides gas and oil. I mean, the dollar stronger. Like, I don't know all the different impact. It's hard for me to believe that we're going to have a 20% hit on the market based on Ukraine, Russia, because we've experienced more than 20% drop in the last 6 to 7 weeks. You know, have we exaggerated this move? Possibly, because we know the market acts like a 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum when it gets information it's not accustomed to or expecting. And I'm also reading and posting, like Goldman Sachs says that they think this war is going to postpone that 50 BPS hike or the rate hike from the FOMC, which would make them more dovish, and that would be bullish the market. So again, lots of moving pieces, and I think it would make my brain cramp to try to put all of those macro pieces together. So I'm just going to leave it to the Lord, and what I'm going to do is just trade price action. How about that? We'll all do that. Resistance 32656, support 32167. Below 32167 is 32,000, and then 31951. Chris, it could work. I think we're early. I think trying to buy SOXL, trying to buy May or June expiration, I think we're early. Just give it a couple days to settle down. If you wait till a 4-hour trend change, I still think you won't be late to buying the dip. Okay. VIX, very interesting here. We have an uptrending line on the monthly that I was looking at earlier. See if I can show you. Was that the weekly? Yeah, the weekly. So you have that pop from September 20th, November 29th, January 24th, and we're right at that level. We were unable to get through 38.94 here on VIX. Let's see if we can set that weekly lower high. That would be super bullish the market if we could pull back and do the ice cream meltdown that VIX likes to do. Bitcoin, potential 4-hour bear flags on the table. Currently an inside bar. Your key resistance 35,900. Support 34,852. If we break this resistance and still reject near 36,214, bear flags on the table. Same thing here. Ethereum resistance 2423. Support 23,232. If we break bullish and get no follow through, we still have a 4-hour bear flag on the table. You're welcome, Chris. RSI is not as important. Not as important when we're dealing with news-related stuff. So gold, what a bull move. Monthly bull break. Was that a quarterly bull break? Nope, not a quarterly bull break. We need to get over 20892 to be a quarterly bull break, but we did get a monthly bull break. And now on any pullback, we're looking for a higher low compared to 1753. Gorgeous move. Support on the hourly, 1952, and then down at 1906. Oil. I was looking at the RSI, 75 on the 4-hour, and on the hourly, it's 82. Not going to step in front of this train. Support 98.24, then down at 96.65, resistance 154. Nat gas. Beautiful move. Inventory today, I believe. Please confirm. Support 473. 457, 4547. And on the daily, your resistance is $5 psychological, and then 5572. AAL. So AAL I have on my short list of potential shorts because the daily and weekly is not oversold, because I can't bring you a name like Tesla or Facebook and say short it. I can't. I mean, you need meat on the bone. You're shortening the whole. I need names that have a little bit of space to move more to the downside, even though RSI is not as important. They're just pretty pummeled. These airlines have been pretty strong considering, but with these oil prices, I don't see how they can maintain this strength. So I would love a little bounce bear flag up and then look to short it. You have resistance at 1616, 1666. And let me go through love while I'm on the same vein. Resistance 4246, 4396. Would love to short 4396 if it were to get there, or 4250 would be a more aggressive bear. All right, Apple. Oh, so important. 154.70. 154.70. So on the daily, we have these levels. Prior resistances could act as support. Even though we're below 154.70 right now in pre-market, if we can fight back up over 154.70, I think that would be pretty impressive for the Apple bulls to get over 154.70 during regular trading hours. Your pre-market support, 152.75. Below that, 152.57, 152.43, 150 psychological, 147.48. And if that was way too fast for you, it's over here on the gray, in the light gray, and you can just hit pause and rewind it. Denzi will be live in 5 minutes. We have midday live. We have end of day live. We have 3 live shows per day as part of the TCG membership that's only for TCG members. Facebook, I am looking for a dip buy, and I'm not going to rush this party. I got plenty of time. Got nothing but time. And looking at, see these alarms down here? These are daily gap fills. So I have all these alarms set. And if you're a TCG member, I will post these alarms. So we have 196.91. That's going to get filled today at open. The next one, 189.20. We have a gap. Then 175.38. And not all of these gaps are going to be filled, but we have a bunch right here below. It's things I will definitely be watching. We are not monthly oversold yet. Will we open up that way? 127.80, not even close. Okay, Facebook, we did that. Neo. On the weekly, we're dropping below that 1931. So your next supports are 1843, 1825, 1795. So getting pretty beat up. The daily's not oversold yet. NEO has a ton of pre-market volume. So this is going to be a name and play. And all I mean when I say that is has very high relative volume. NIO is electric and oil prices are up. I would be leaning bullish buying this dip, but I would have to wait for the market to bounce with me. So I would just take a break on that idea and just let the market play out. Support on Tesla 691.75, 691.62, then 680, 673. So here are your next supports here on Tesla, here in the light gray. Resistance 724.69, and then 757. I like a dip buy of Tesla here. We're looking for that monthly high or low. When we open up, we're going to be daily oversold. I like that trade. Okay, this was my chart from before, from yesterday. 36.90. 36.82 is that weekly resistance. And I was saying yesterday, it's definitely one of the stronger charts, but it had a potential diamond bearish reversal pattern. If we lose 36.82, then we're looking down at 36.03, looking pretty bearish this morning. Let's look at it. RTY, that's probably down below. So Davy Baby, I don't look at those down at the bottom of trends. Yes, this could be an hourly reversal pattern, and it could be reversal to the upside. I just don't find as much success when they're at the bottom of the trend versus when they're at the top of the trend. So I tend to just make note of them. I'm just gathering information, but it's just not as consistent as having a diamond bearish reversal pattern at the top of a trend. No idea, Ram, how high oil's going to run. No clue. And if anyone tells you they know, I would just question their overall reliability. So TLT, on the monthly, we have a lower low. Your next support, 133.19. On the hourly, we're pretty jamming up. On any pullback, I would look for resistance of 138.67 as possible support, or 137.85. Your resistance above 140.05 is 140.49 and 143.57. You're welcome, Blue Dog. What are my thoughts on AMC? It's beat up. Now, if you had a burning house and you had some junk jewelry and you had some real gold and you can only have time to grab one. Let's say you have gold earrings and you have junk earrings and you can only grab one set of earrings before you run out of the house. The house is on fire. What are you going to grab? You're going to grab the real gold. What's the real gold in our market? In my opinion it's names like Tesla, Facebook that have massive balance sheets, massive cash on their balance sheets. I'm going to be looking at those names with massive revenue. AMC, that's the fake gold. I'm going to throw that out. And you're going to see names like AMC is down 7.69%. They get thrown out the baby with the bathwater because they're junky. Now, I haven't looked under the hood of AMC and their financials. From what little I've gathered and ascertained, they've been a Reddit, a meme company, and they've benefited from those pumps. And could they short squeeze the bejesus out of all these people? Sure. But to me, it's the fake jewelry, and I just don't see grabbing that when the house is on fire. Grab the dog. Michael, you're sweet. All right. Thank you for all joining me. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button. Follow me on Twitter at ChartGalLori. Check us out on ChartGuys.com. TCGers, I'll see you in the room, and I'll be doing the end of market video today. Dan is out, of course. He's always out when volatility picks up. It's like our number one indicator. It's kind of an inside joke, but kind of true. And I will see y'all soon.